Hello everyone, this video will go through the story of Demon Souls. Boletaria, the ever-prosperous kingdom, is swept across by a colorless deep fog, cut off from the outside world. It is rumored that the cause of fog was that the old King Alan had aroused the Old One, the great beast below the Nexus, from its eternal slumber, which unleashed the terrible demons, hunting down men and claiming their souls. Though many heroes venture into the fog to save human, they fall and fail. A lone warrior continues their path. He successfully kills bunches of small demons until he reaches the greater one, the Vanguard demon. But unfortunately, the lone warrior is killed immediately upon confronting it. His soul is resurrected inside the Nexus, a hidden temple in Boletaria, and the lone warrior is informed that 5 archstones inside the temple can lead him to outside world for hunting demons again. A maiden in black also grants her power to help the warrior become stronger by absorbing the souls of his defeated demons. By touching the first one, the Archstone of Covetous King, the lone warrior is transported to the gate of Boletaria. A giant red dragon swoops down, with human corpses dangling in its mouth. The front gate is firmly closed, which makes the warrior go around onto the rampart. A bunch of soldiers block his way, but Red Dragon swoops down again, spitting fire which kills all the soldiers ahead. The lone warrior barely makes it through, and by pulling the lever inside, he opens the front gate. Inside the gate, the warrior kills Phalanx, a blob-like demon, after which he regains his flesh body. After he returns to Nexus, the lone warrior finds a monumental in the temple alive, who tells him that they once stopped the colorless fog and have sealed the Old One by 6 archstones until King Alan released again recently. The warrior proceeds onwards, and is busted by a Tower Knight in the inner ward. He kills him despite of his giant body. However, his way is blocked by a colorless fog, which makes him return to Nexus and touch the second Archstone. The Archstone of the Digger King takes the lone warrior to Stonefound Tunnel, a city of miners who maintain a giant tunnel with no thoughts of their own, only working in silence, tirelessly, without purpose. A giant armor spider guards the entrance to the deeper part, which is rumored to be the grave of an ancient dragon. Beneath the tunnel, a fire demon, Flame Lurker, is imprisoned in an underground temple. It breaks out its cell upon sight of the lone warrior, but is soon defeated. When a warrior proceeds into the shrine behind the temple, he finds the rumor about Stonefound Tunnel is true, as Dragon God waits him there. Its powerful punches shatter the shrine columns, and its flame incinerates the shrine walls. The lone warrior fatally wounds Dragon God by the ballista located on either side of the shrine, and then kills it. It turns out that Dragon God is an archdemon, and by slaying it, the warrior makes the colorless fog in the inner world dispersed. After slaying Penetrator, who guards the king's tower, the lone warrior steps into the tower and finds it guarded by a giant blue dragon, which spits flame, trying to stop any intruders. At the top of the tower, the lone warrior finally finds the old King Alan, who attacks without explanation. The lone warrior defeats the king, only to find that he is a demon imposter, and the real king is with the Old One. Continuing his demon-slaying task, the lone warrior touches the third Archstone, the one of the chieftain, which leads him to Valley of Defilement, a humid valley for the used and the forgotten. its inhabitants, afflicted by poison and plague, await their death in a forsaken place, attacking those who wander in, hoping to offer their souls to a woman who has shown them compassion. Proceeding downwards, the warrior meets demon Leechmonger and a dirty Colossus, and defeats them both. Afterwards, at the deepest part of the valley, the warrior finds a woman there, Maiden Astrea. She takes care of the corpses of the deceased soldiers, and tries to revive them to stop the warrior. However, the warrior kills her and her soldiers. The fourth Archstone of the Shadowmen, takes the warrior to Shrine of Storms, an island shrine of Shadowmen, who worship storms and mourn the dead. Since the appearance of the flying storm beasts, the souls of the dead have been lured to the island by its demons, where they are revived by finding purchase in the bosoms of inhabited skeletons. The lone warrior defeats the Abjudicator, an old hero there, then ventures into the Altar of Storms. Storm King emerges from the sky, attacking the warrior with his flying spears. However, after acquiring legendary sword, Storm Ruler, in a cemetery area, the warrior slays Storm King with the lightning power generated by the sword. Having returned to the Nexus, the warrior touches the fifth Archstone, the one of the Tower Queen, which takes him to Tower of Latria. The tower has now turned into Prison of Hope after the vengeful old man claimed the queen's life and imprisoned any remaining royalties. The prison echoes with the resentful cries of its inmates, tormented by their inhuman gods. The warrior meets a false idol in a church, which is revived each time being defeated. After killing the hidden manipulator and the false idol permanently, some demons descend from the dome of the church and takes him to Upper Latria. The lone warrior ascends the ivory tower while he is busted by two Manitors before he can reach the top. He slays them both after a brutal fight. At the top of Ivory Tower, a skeleton transports its souls into a summoned demon, Old Monk, who confronts the lone warrior in the throne room of Yomedar, but he is soon defeated. When the warrior returns to Nexus, the floor is pierced by the sword of the statue. This reveals a profound hole below, inside which the maiden in black tells the warrior that lies the Old One. Then they too jumps in. In the Old One's lair, the warrior finds the real King Nalent, who has been turned into a monster. After slaying it, the warrior feels the temptation of the unfathomable power offered by the Old One. However, he resists it and aids the maiden in black in lulling the Old One back to slumber. The Old One and the maiden vanish with the receding fog, and while Boletaria is safe, knowledge of the soul arts is once again lost.